Let's go to rationalization of surds. When we rationalize a surd, we remove irrational numbers from its denominator. Basically, let's look at a few examples. We have to rationalize the following surds. So we start from question. We can start from anywhere. Let's start from the simple one in numbers 1 and 2. Question 1 says, let me write solutions here. Solutions. Question 1 says we should rationalize 3 over root 2. To rationalize 3 over root 2, it's very simple. We just multiply numerator and denominator. Let me see if I can use a different color to make it clear. We just multiply numerator and denominator by root 2, which is the denominator here. So all that will lead to is very simple. That will give you 3 times root 2, which is 3 root 2. This will give you root 2 times root 2. That leads to 3 root 2 over root 2 times 2. So on simplifying, that will give us 3 root 2 all over root 4. Root 4 is 2, so that gives 3 root 2 over 2. Let me reposition this equal to sense. So that's the answer to question 1. In question 2, it says, we should rationalize 4 over root 3. So I can be fast now that you are familiar with it. 4 over root 3. All we have to do is multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the surd on the denominator side, which is what? Root 3. So that gives us 4 times root 3 is what? 4 root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is going to give us root 9. I'm trying to reduce the steps. So here, root 3 times root 3. Root 3 times root 3 on the denominator side here is what? Root 9. So that gives what? That gives 4 root 3 over 3. That's our answer for question 2. Let me go straight to question 24 and skip the ones in the middle. Let's go straight to question 24. Question 24 says we should rationalize 18 over root 18. Excuse me. It says we should rationalize 18 over root 18. So 18 over what? Root 18. 18 over root 18, that's 18 over, let me simplify this root 18 on the denominator side first. It will be root 9 times 2. Let's try and use a separation here. So that gives 18 over what? Root 9 times root 2. I can break that into pieces, like you know. That will give me 18 over 3 root 2. Now, 3 here 1, 3 here 1, 3 here 6. So that gives what? I don't need my division to show. That gives 6 over root 2. So I'll now rationalize 6 over root 2. So you will learn, you have learned something here. Sometimes you can just rationalize straight times root 18 times root 18 over root 18. But sometimes it's better to simplify the question first. You can see 18 over root 18 here as reduced to 6 over root 2. So all I need to do now is just rationalize 6 over root 2. So in rationalizing this, I multiply this by root 2, this by root 2. So that gives me 6 root 2 over root 2 times 2. You know, root 2 times root 2 is the same thing as root 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So that gives us what? 6 root 2 over root 4. 6 root 2 over root 4 is the same thing as 6 root 2 over 2. The square root of 4 is 2. So 2 will divide 6 to give us 3 root 2. You can see this involved some simplifications that we cannot shy away from. Let's go to question 23. Let me just do it from the back like that. Somewhere in the middle I'll stop so you can do the rest yourself. Question 23 here says we should rationalize 4 over 3 root 20. 4 divided by 3 root 20. As usual, 20 we write in what? Basic form. 2, 10, 2, 5, 5, 1. Multiply this, I'll get 4 times 5. So that means I can simplify 20 into 3 times root 4 times 5. So what does that, reduce into? That will reduce to 3 root 4 times root 5. Let's try and make that clear. So here, what this means is simple. Square root of 4 is 2, so that's 3 times 2 times root 5. 3 times 2 is 6, but I don't have to go there. 2 and 4 will give me 2. So I can just do 2 over 3 root 5. So because this 2 has divided the 4 to give me 2. So what I have now is 2 over 3 root 5. So that's what I'll rationalize by multiplying by root 5 over root 5. Take note here that I did not multiply by 3 root 5. I only need to multiply my numerator and denominator by this root 5, on both sides. Not 3 root 5. I should multiply by root 5 over root 5. That's a place where students commonly make mistakes. So take note. So that gives me 2 root 5 over what? 3 root 25. 2 root 5 over 3 root 25. Root 25 is 5. So that will give me what? 2 root 5 over 3 times 5, because the square root of 25 is what? 5 from this top right corner here. So I'll get 2 root 5 over what? 15. That's my final answer. Let me underline that in yellow. I think 1 or 2 more questions will be okay. Let's just take a few more. 22. Question 22. In question 22, we are to rationalize 3 over 2 root 6. We are to rationalize 3 over what? 2 root 6. So, let's go. 3 over what? 2 root 6. Now here, 3 over 2 root 6, 3 over 2 root 6. To rationalize this surd, I'll multiply numerator and denominator by root 6. I should be separating my sides with a line. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that. So, this gives me what? This gives me 3 times root 6, which I can easily write as 3 root 6. Let me not, make things too long. 3 root 6. Then this is 2 times root 6 times 6. That gives 3 root 6 over what? 2 root 36. Now, the square root of 36 is what? 6. That's 3 root 6 over 2 times 6. So, that's 3 root 6 over what? 12. Now, 3 can divide 12 to give you 4. That's 3 here, 1. 3 and 3, 1. 3 and 12, 4. So, that gives me 1 times root 6 over 4, which is root 6 over 4. So, let me take just 2 more questions. One of the questions says we should rationalize 1 over root 5. Let me look for that number that says we should rationalize 1 over root 5. 1 over root 5 is question 3. Rationalize 1 over root 5. So let's do that together. In question 3, I am to rationalize 1 over root 5. So all I need to do here is multiply both the numerator and the denominator. Multiply both the numerator and the denominator by root 5. That gives me root 5 over root 5 times 5. That's root 5 over what? Root 25. So that's root 5 over 5. So this is the rationalization of 1 over root 5. So you can do all of the rest yourself. What will the classwork be now? The remaining questions, make that your exercise. What's the exercise going to be now? The exercise will be questions 4 to 21. So you do questions 4 to 21 as your exercise.